Hello there, Merry Christmas and welcome back to the channel. If you're tuning in expecting a starry night, I'm very sorry. I had planned to go off on one of my trips up into the mountains, into Snowdonia, and take advantage of the wonderful dark skies we get round here. Unfortunately, we've had no stars at all. It's been nothing but fog. So, having had a think about it, I've decided we're going to produce a short video just telling you how you should be winterizing your campervan. Enjoy. If there is a time of year when your car will let you down, it's winter. It's when all the faults and little niggly bits all come together and can give you hell. So before you take a trip, you need to check out the basics. When was the last time you checked your oil, or even changed your oil, come to that? Modern cars are very forgiving, and so some people never give it a moment's thought. And then there's that windscreen wash. It's always worth a quick check and a top-up once in a while. After all, we've all had it where it ran out and left you struggling to see through the windscreen. And don't forget, if it's not already mixed, then you have to add water. Check the radiator fluid levels. Remember, it is winter. Does it have antifreeze? And is it at the correct level? Give the engine bay a cursory look around, checking the brake fluids and battery terminals. Are all the lights working and are they clean? And finally, check the tyre pressures and inspect the tyres for damage and wear. Once you've done that, if the weather is forecast to be particularly bad, you might want to consider a spade. And don't forget to check the local and national weather forecasts.
I see this is going to be the case at least until the weekend, so warnings from the Met Office abound for both snow and possibly more importantly ice. In the early hours the snow is still going to be falling in the North Midlands as far west as the Welsh Marches, up the northeast of England and Scotland, even low.
De-icer. A good quality torch, and make sure it is either charged up or has good batteries. And another thing that everybody seems to forget, plenty to drink. You may have a flask of tea or coffee with you, but after that's had a few hours to cool down, that's not going to taste so good and it really won't see you through. You need plenty of water along with you on the trip so that if the worst happens, you can either make yourself a cup of tea or at least you can get rehydrated. And now for the actual sleeping in the camper part. I've already mentioned in a previous vlog about the cold coming at you through the floor of the car. It's always good to add insulation. And don't forget to add an air gap between you and that cold floor. A good way of doing this or achieving this is to add more layers. It could be old sleeping bags or duvets or anything, but build up a good layer between you and the floor of the car. And if, like me, you like the practicality of an airbed, remember, if it's -2 outside, then so is the air you are pumping into your bed. Becoming very popular now are these things. 12-volt electric blankets. You just pop them down on top of your airbed under your sleeping bag, plug them in, and in no time at all they're heating up and they provide a fantastic amount of heat. I do recommend them. However, they will drain your car battery. So unless the engine's running or you're on your way driving down or whatever, I wouldn't risk it. I prefer to use an external power source. If you want to drain your car battery, then the thing to have is one of these power packs. They're ever so good. They can be charged up at home. Mine lasts me a couple of days easily. I can plug anything 12 volt into it, from the airbed, the electric blanket, or, as I have mounted onto the top of mine, a little 12 volt electric heater. This is very good if you're stuck out there or you want to get first thing in the morning. The best thing for first thing in the morning, you're getting out your sleeping bag into the cold air, switch on your electric heater, give yourself a blast, especially if you're getting changed. And now for my top tip of the week. Now, I know you'll all be expecting something really high tech, but this isn't. I'm a firm believer that the simpler things don't go wrong. So, you're on your way to wherever you're going to camp out for the night, it's cold weather or whatever. If you're calling a cafe, or if you've pulled up at the side of the road and you've made yourself a brew, fill up one of these and stick it in your sleeping bag. They're brilliant and they don't let you down. But better still are these. These babies are in all the shops at the moment. They cost about a tenner. They are brilliant in a sleeping bag. Honestly, you've got to try it. And for the amount of money they are, go for it. Just one quick word of warning. If you have a gas stove or similar fire, unless you have a working one of these and have adequate ventilation, don't be tempted, no matter how cold it gets. Carbon monoxide is a silent killer. And on that note, we've come to the end of this week's video. I hope you found it interesting. I'll no doubt be out there making something in the forthcoming weeks, especially since my grandson has sent me this lovely mug. If Grandad can't fix it, no one can. Well, there you go. Please remember to share, like, subscribe or comment. And I'd like to thank those of you out there who have done just that. Oh, and remember, we do have a Facebook page too, if you'd like to chat on there. And I bet you thought I'd forgotten. Have a happy new year and see you all in 2025. Bye for now.